All
right. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for our 1-year anniversary of Community Cooking with the Co-op, starring my good friend here, Jamar Ruff, the Outreach Coordinator at the Coos Head Food Co-op. I just wanted to thank Jamar and the Co-op, not only for this program, but just for being who they are and supporting our community. And I just want to say over the last year, one of my favorite places to shop has been the Co-op. There's always a positive demeanor in there. Everybody's usually pleasant. It's just really my favorite place to shop in Coos Bay. So I just wanted to thank the Co-op for that, and the Co-op's helping me implement a grant the library received from the American Library Association. I really appreciate that. For those of you who didn't get information on the grant that I sent out a day or two ago, I will resend it to all the registrants who've registered in the last couple days. But there's an opportunity to get vouchers to pay for the ingredients for the July and August programs. And please feel free to share it with anybody who needs it. I also wanted to recognize, for those of you who know me, know I don't usually wear t-shirts at work, but tonight wearing a shirt from my friends. Wait, where is it? From Southern Oregon Coast Pride. And I wanted to say it's also been a pleasure working with Southern Oregon Coast Pride over the last few years. And I got to come back to the Co-op again. When Jamar and SOC Pride gave me this shirt after we did a program, I think it was back in the fall, when I went to the Co-op to pick up my shirt, every single member of the Co-op was wearing one of these Pride shirts. And, you know, we all know there's not a lot of people working at the Co-op, but I'm serious, like 5 or 6 employees, all of them were wearing these Pride shirts. And I don't know, I'm really big on diversity and equity and inclusion. And that was just really special to me to walk into a grocery store in Coos Bay and see everybody wearing Pride shirts. So happy Pride Month. And before we get started, I want Joshua and/or Jamar to talk about a Pride event we're doing tomorrow night.
Yeah. Jamar, do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll do it. So Jamar and Southern Oregon Coast Pride reached out to an author, April Daniels, who wrote a novel called Dreadnought about a trans superhero. And they've organized a meet and greet and a book reading that we're going to be hosting on tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. And we would love for you guys to register for that. I will go ahead and put that in the chat. It'll be a fun night.
Thank you, Joshua. And I forgot one thing, Jamar, one sec. Also to celebrate our 1-year anniversary, we've put together some small tokens of appreciation. Jamar's getting some customized spoons, which everybody here will receive. Unfortunately, the kind woman who's making the spoons, what, did she get stung by a bee, Jamar?
By a bee, and she had honeybees and they stung her, and so she's a lot better, but she's like, I'm just gonna have to get them to you a day late. So
we will have them for you, but then if Joshua, could you hold up one of those bags? But for everybody here tonight, you'll also receive one of these zip up cooler bags with the Coos Bay Library on it. So you can put your community cooking leftovers in there if you need. There's also a small shopping bag you can take. Oh, what are those? The earbuds.
Earbuds.
You'll need those to listen to community cooking on YouTube. Because all of these from the last year on YouTube. There's a pencil to take notes. What else? Oh, and a small shopping bag you can take to the farmer's market next week. And we will have these for people to pick up at the Coos Bay Library. We're just starting to open up more. So check out coosbaylibrary.org for our hours. But every day but Saturday, we're open for about 5 to 6 hours. And on Saturday, we're open for 3 hours. So please come by and get some swag. And Jamar will have spoons at the Co-op soon. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jamar.
Hey, that was really awesome. So, hi everyone, welcome to Community Cooking with the Co-op. My name is Jamar. I am the outreach coordinator, and just want to, reiterate everything that Paul said. 1 year, like, whoa, time flies when you're having fun in the kitchen and you're cooking and you're dancing and listening to some good music, and doing it all along with friends, that is, yeah, community cooking with the co-op has been one of those programs where if I'm busy in the week, this complete being in the kitchen and cooking with y'all completely takes me out of that, so especially in a time where folks were having to figure out, okay, am I going to be at home or is it safe to go out? How can we engage folks? And Cooking with the Community has definitely created this virtual cooking, community, which is really awesome. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all that tune in and that have also kept this program going. Because if it wasn't for y'all showing up, we would not have a program. So thank you as well. In celebration of our 1 year, we're going to be making tacos. I personally feel like everyone should be able to have a good taco recipe up your sleeve. Something that is really good, something that you can come in and it's not so labor intensive, something that you can kind of prep ahead of time and say, okay, I just need to make sure I have tortillas, some really good cheese, and my veggies I can roast ahead of time. So tonight, what we're doing is tacos two ways. We're going to be, the two ways are a roasted taco, and then the other taco is a jackfruit taco. So completely vegan, vegetarian, and we're doing black beans. And it was requested of me by Stacy. Joe Fox is like, Jamar, I need you to make salsa because that was my first job here at the co-op, was making the salsa. And so we're also going to be making a salsa to go on top of the tacos tonight as well. So now, bringing in a couple different elements of this. So the first thing we want to do is, if you do not have your oven preheated, please preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And while that is getting hot, we're going to go ahead and start prepping our vegetables to roast them. So in the roasted vegetables, we have the cauliflower, we have bell peppers, and we have onions and Japanese sweet potatoes that we're going to incorporate in this. So I have already chopped my cauliflower, and as you can see, this is how they are. Because they're going to cook down when you roast them, so they're not going to be this huge. And like, if anyone has been seeing this, I cook a lot because we're feeding the whole staff. So the recipe is true, but I always end up over prepping so that way we have enough for staff. And sometimes, folks have gotten wind that we end at 6:30, and so they stop in and are like, oh, hey, just stopping by. I missed it, but you have to, and of course we got to feed them, So what I'm going to do is I have a cookie sheet, my pan, and then I layered it with parchment paper. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start throwing my cauliflower over on that. Some of it went rolling.
And I just want to remind people, feel free to respectfully unmute if you have questions for Jamar, or put them in the chat box and Joshua and I will feed them to Jamar.
Yes. Okay, so so that way you can at least see me doing this. Isn't it nice to have an overhead camera?
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Alan Bartle.
Yes, that is our new tech guy, Alan, who's volunteering his time and technology. Thank you, Alan.
Hey, it's like, okay, we're stepping into a whole year with new stuff, right? Okay.
We're really stepping it up.
Yes. And so I have my red bell peppers, which I slice like this, because we want them long. You don't want to do them diced. And then my Japanese sweet potato. So Japanese sweet potatoes are my favorite. Sometimes I'll get 5 of them and just roast them in the oven and eat them. Sometimes I eat them by themselves, but they're just really good. And I found out that I really love them in my tacos as well.
Nice.
So
I eat them all the time, but never in a taco.
So I'm doing not too much of a thick one because the trick is and the goal is you want everything to finish at the same time. I don't know if you've ever like pulled stuff out of the oven and it's like, okay, this one part is done in my this like the carrots, for example. Carrots are still hard. You know, that is like the worst. So cutting them thin enough to where they can cook, and we're gonna be roasting for 30 minutes. You see how thin they are?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. You want to. Okay. So are y'all seeing how I'm slicing?
Everybody see that?
Oh, hey.
I switched off on you.
Hey, Alan, no problem. I'll give you like a code word. And so I am, can y'all see me? Okay. I'm going like this. And I'm looking down because I don't like cutting my fingers and I haven't did it in a really long time. So
Yeah,
if
don't
you're
do
using
that.
big knives, you don't want to do that. Okay. So I have like sweet potatoes on one side, I have bell peppers on the other, then I have cauliflower. Now, so the seasonings. I try to keep it simple. Whenever I'm roasting, sometimes I do keep it as simple as olive oil, drizzle olive oil, and I do a salt and pepper sprinkles. But tonight I am going to do, so in the recipe it says the roasted vegetable seasonings is going to be a half a teaspoon of cumin, smoked paprika, salt, pepper, and cumin. So I have my, this just makes a world of difference. So I have my cumin and then I have my smoked paprika. And what I'm doing is I am holding it like this, and I'm sprinkling it over.
All right.
So I make sure everything is getting coated with some seasonings. Oh, yes.
Sprinkle your cumin and your paprika over the vegetables.
And I always go with smoked paprika. You cannot recreate smoked paprika. It is distinctive.
It's so delicious.
It is.
Yum.
So I'm sprinkling my smoked paprika. And then I always do just a sprinkle of salt. Then I'm gonna do a sprinkle of pepper. Well, I need more pepper. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start drizzling my olive oil. And so I'm gonna do this so that way you can see, but I'm not putting a lot of it because you don't wanna, the goal isn't to just blanch it in, you wanna drizzle it. Not to where, because the oil in here, it stays on the cookie sheet. So if you're roasting your vegetables and you put a lot of oil on it, by the time they're ready, they're going to be like full of grease, and that's not what we want to do. So I'm putting my hands on it. I'm making sure that everything is seasoned. Okay. Looks like a party.
Woo-hoo.
Okay. Any questions so far?
How's everybody doing?
Okay. And I'm not going to put mine into the oven until everyone is ready. This is a no chef left behind kitchen. So we all go in our oven together and we all, finish together.
We don't leave till everybody's ready to eat. Of course, those who finish early can leave and eat early, of course.
The
You don't want your meal getting cold.
the veterans of the bunch.
What was that, Jamar?
Those are the veterans of the bunch.
Yes.
They're like,
definitely.
I've been here, I did my prep already, so. How's everybody else on their prep?
Everybody doing good? Seeing some thumbs up. Everybody preheating their ovens. Cool.
We're gonna put it in there for 30 minutes. So that's why, because I'll keep time. It is good to have like a timer in your kitchen, but I'll keep time for everybody. Okay.
Is everybody about ready to put them in the oven? Do you have a question, Kathy?
Yeah, I was wondering if does it make any difference if you put the oil on first or the spices on first?
So what I did was I feel like it makes a difference because then you have a little bit more control, but it's like what I did was I put the seasonings on first and then I put the olive oil. I always come through with the olive oil at the last. But then I massage it all in and make sure that the olive oil is on. And as much as I drizzle, you do not see as much on the cookie sheet because I massaged everything in.
I must use too much because it seems like it washes all the spices off onto the pan.
Oh yeah. So drizzle, take your time. And sometimes when it feels like it's a lot of olive oil, when it feels like you put how do I say this? When you feel like you only have a little bit, that turns out to be enough when you're roasting.
Okay.
So is Kathy going to be okay? Will a lot of her oil stay on the pan?
Yeah, just don't use too much olive oil. Start little and then, that's the same thing with salt as well. It's like, I always put salt on the side, I put a little bit, but I always like sprinkle it because 9 times out of 10 folks are already going to salt their food anyways, but then you don't have to put so much, So that's why I kind of lean with using like the smoked paprikas and the cumins and the peppers because you may not even need to even add salt anyways. So is everybody ready to put it in the oven?
Everybody about ready for the oven?
How's everybody? Okay.
Of course, Jamie's ready. Jamie with a Y.
So,
all right.
And I'm gonna put my timer on 30.
Minutes at 400 degrees.
And so while that is going on, we have that off of our list, which is always great. Now we can start working on the filling, which is going to be the jackfruit. We're going to make our black beans, and we're going to start making our salsa as well.
And Jamie with the IE, I would be behind you. Our other Jamie said, of course she's not ready. Patrick still loves you.
Okay, so with the what we're gonna start doing now is I had ended up chopping all of my onions, which are okay, but I have 2 pans here. I have a pan for my beans and then a pan for my jackfruit, right? So what I'm doing is I'm dividing the cup. I'm dividing a cup of onions into half, and I'm putting half in one pot and then half in the other.
Cool. Split it up.
Jen, you're laughing, and I'm trying not to laugh either. Okay, so.
We're just having fun with you.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put enough olive oil in the bottom to coat it, and then I'm going to have my pan on medium heat. So while that is heating up, I'm going to start working on my salsa. Because what we're doing right now is building the base. So we're building the base for our jackfruit filling, and then we're building the base for our black beans.
Are you saying the salsa is part of the base?
No, the salsa is going to be on the side.
Okay, that's what I thought.
To hang out for a little bit, So in the salsa, doing a really simple salsa, it incorporates tomato. I'm using the heirloom tomato. It's going to have cilantro. It's going to have jalapenos. If you want jalapenos can sometimes make it really, really spicy. So That's up to you. I'm gonna throw some jalapenos in there, but I also am gonna have some red onions as well.
Nice.
So what I'm gonna do for my that tomato looks gorgeous. So
Nothing like a good heirloom.
if I can get my tomatoes at home to turn out like this, then I think I'll be in business. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cube it. So on a cloudy day.
I'm sure most of you already know about the amazing local produce at the co-op.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I might have missed something. Are we supposed to be heating something up on the stove while we do this?
Oh yes.
Not yet.
Oh.
Well, yes, you are.
Onions.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So on the stove, I have in my big pot, I have some red onions. I divided the cup into half, and I put one in a pan with olive oil, and then the other in a pan with olive oil. So we have those two heating up, and while those, because we want our onions to saute,
So do you have that on low, Jamar?
I have it on medium heat.
Medium heat.
I have it on medium heat. And so while
Sorry, I
those
missed that.
saute, hey, no problem. While those are starting to saute, I'm starting to work on prepping my salsa. Because the thing about it is you want everything to be done at the same time. Because we're going to be toasting tortillas, tortillas are always the last thing because you want to serve the tacos hot.
Nice. Good catch, Jen. Anybody else have any other questions?
And if I'm moving too fast, please tell me to slow down and we can talk about it.
How much onion do you have for the salsa? I put all of my onions split between the two. I didn't realize it was a 3 split onion situation.
Oh,
Okay.
good question.
So my whole onion made 2 cups of onions when I diced them. So I just put, you can do like a half a cup or a tablespoon. It doesn't have to be so many onions. Sorry about that.
And you're talking about the salsa now, right? Yeah. So nice to be able to see what's going on in the pans.
So for the tomatoes, I know we have like multiple things going on at one time. So if this is confusing, please let me know so that way, because that's not my goal.
You can always slow down.
Yeah.
So I have a question,
Okay.
Jamar. So I always heat my oil and then saute my onions, but you put your onions in and then your oil. Do you? I'm just curious what you think about that.
Good question.
So for me, it's sometimes when I get my oil too hot. Typically, sometimes if I'm a fast cooker, sometimes the oil can get really hot. So when you start going in and sauteing it, it's like you're throwing it into a really hot pan. I feel like with this, the onions, they take on a different flavor because they start being infused with the oil that you're adding in by starting them at the same time. I don't know if you can see how mine looks, but say for instance, if this was a hot pan and I threw my onions in, you see how they look now? They just take on they take on a whole different,
Nice.
sorry.
No, that was cool.
It takes on a whole different life.
Well, thanks. I think I'll change my ways.
So, while those onions are sauteing, what I am doing is, be mindful as far as your onions and things like that, because if you have your grease up too high, you'll start seeing it, your onions will start going brown. So what you want to do is gradually and take your time with this.
So you just turned it down a little?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
my tomatoes. These tomatoes look gorgeous.
Yum.
Like,
I can't think of, I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't think of many things I like more than tacos and salsa.
right? It's like you can't have one without the other, and you have to like throw in some black beans. I mean, beans, and they're so simple. You know, they're so simple to cook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit more onion to my jackfruit. Always.
Star agrees.
Okay, so I have my onions in my bowl that I've prepped. Now I'm gonna add some cilantro.
Yum.
I love cilantro. I'm growing cilantro, but I feel like, you know, it's really hard to grow cilantro at home when you eat it at the rate that I do. So, but it's really cool because we have some local cilantro in here today. So,
Nice.
and I'm just doing a rough chop. And I use the whole thing.
That's really crunchy.
Yeah, the stems, they just take on a whole different, gives you some texture.
That's a healthy bunch of cilantro.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, and now I have my jalapenos. So, wait 1 second. And jalapenos can be really hot, so if you're cooking with other folks, sometimes it's really good to have these jalapenos on the side, you know. But I'm dicing mine up because I want jalapeno all throughout it.
You seed them, or are you going like fully spicy?
One more time, Jamie.
Did you seed those? Take the seeds out, or are you just doing it spicy?
Seeds in.
I think that's the whole jalapeno, Jamie.
Wow.
Yeah. For those who want a kick.
Right. For those who would like a kick. But you can feed them. If you don't want them that spicy, feed them. But sometimes, like with the jalapenos that we've been getting here at the co-op, they've been really spicy. So I have, okay. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is start, the recipe called for lime. So I am gonna add some lime juice to mine salsa.
All right.
And you wanna roll it first, just so that way it just wakes it up and it brings all the juices out.
Oh, cool.
And what I do is I squeeze them, put them over here. And before you add any salt to your salsa, because typically that's what folks do, you want to taste it because sometimes it may not need salt.
Oh, cool. Is this going to be a chunky salsa?
Mm-hmm. Depending on how, some folks, they like it not so chunky, but I feel like it is just a beautiful color, especially using the red with the green.
Nice.
It keeps it simple. Sometimes I feel as though sauces get way too overcomplicated when sometimes it's best to just keep it simple.
Definitely.
Then it's a pinch of salt.
All right. Go ahead, Kathy. You can unmute and ask your question.
Are we cooking the some of the onion for the salsa?
No.
No, you just put in there raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Remind Kathy how much she's putting in the salsa, Jamar.
I I did a half a cup. Sorry. So basically, with the red onion, what I did was one onion makes a whole cup. So, well, I got 2 cups out of my onion, depending on how I slice them. So what I did, I'm sorry.
You're good.
So, okay, with the salsa, I diced the tomatoes, I did the cilantro, and then I did a half a cup of the red onions. A half a cup of the red onions, and then I did a lime and jalapenos. And so, salt to taste.
You got that, Kathy? Thanks.
So if everyone has their salsa completed, does anyone have any questions about their salsa?
Everybody finished their salsa? I think we're good.
So
I see people tasting stuff.
so what we're going to do is now, as the salsa is put to the side, we're going to focus back on the jackfruit filling and the black beans. How's everybody feeling about that right now? Good? Okay.
Let's do it.
Whenever we're doing like multi, things, as far as this meal, it has like salsa, roasted vegetables, 2 pots. Sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, Sometimes it can, especially following along, because I just got confused. I was like, wait, what do we? How many onions do we add in? So that happens to the best of us.
Yes. I don't know that I could do that kind of multitasking.
Okay. So, okay. Now, for this pot right here, the smaller pot, I'm going to start adding my beans into it. So right now, your onion should already be sauteed in that. And I'm just going to add my beans over. And I have I cooked a lot of beans because I'm feeding.
He's feeding the crew.
Yes, yes.
All right, so put your black beans in the smaller pan.
And what we're just gonna do is just bring those to a boil. So we're putting the black beans into a pan that already has oil. We have some red onions already sauteed, and then we're pouring the black beans over in there. So once it comes to a boil, we'll start reducing it, and we'll taste. And sometimes you may need some salt or not, but I did not add any seasoning to mine. Okay. So now those are right. But now with our jackfruit. So is everyone at the point to move into the next part, which is the jackfruit? Okay.
So we're looking good.
Kathy, how are you doing? Oh,
Go ahead and unmute, Kathy.
yeah.
Me, Kathy?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I just opened the jackfruit.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, forgot there were 2 Kathys. I'll say with a Y or an I next time.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move into the jackfruit. Now, I love jackfruit because it's one of those things where it tricks folks, You'll think that you're like cooking with pulled pork or something, and they're like, well, this is meat, and it's like, no, it's not. It's really, really not. So
Awesome.
what I have is the jackfruit, and I use the can as well. And so when you pour it out of a can, and I rinse it, of course, it looks chunky like this. And what we want to do is we want to break that chunkiness down. And so I'm using my hands, but I'll show you how it breaks apart.
Cool. Now it looks like pulled pork.
Uh-huh.
Or shredded chicken or something.
Yeah. So when we were making this, it brought up I used to, when I lived in Atlanta, I worked at a Burger King, and my best friend was, I mean, everything that you can think of as far as like barbacoa, sopes, tortas, you know, everything like fresh salsa. And one of the things that we used to go to this restaurant, and it was like a family-owned restaurant, but they made the best barbacoa, and so they only sold it on Tuesdays because it would be so popular. It was barbacoa. If you know about barbacoa, it's not something that you have all day. It's one of those things that once you run out, you don't cook anymore, and it's sold out for the day. And so when I was thinking of, that, I wanted to recreate it, but I wanted to recreate it without using the meat. And so this is going to be like our vegetarian barbacoa tacos.
Nice. Special treat.
So I'm continuously shredding mine.
Winnebago.
Okay. How's everybody doing?
Looking good.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Go for it.
What is jackfruit? Tell me about jackfruit.
Okay, so jackfruit is the world's largest fruit. Sometimes, yes, it's huge. But what it is I feel like with jackfruut, when we first started working with it, I was like, well, how do you cook with it? What does it look like? And I did a little research, and I was looking at some recipes, like maybe a couple years ago, and the first time we ever did jackfruit in the co-op, we did bao buns, and they were really awesome. We did bao buns, but so it's, when I think of jackfruit, I think of tofu. It is a full-on flavor absorbent. It's flavorless, but sometimes it can become sweet. Most people, sometimes when you cook with it, some folks use it, they make like jackfruit patties, like you can make a burger patty out of jackfruit. For me, I always just use it as a side of pulled pork or something that I'm going to incorporate into tacos and things like that. I try to keep it simple.
Where do you get it?
Excuse me?
Where do you get it?
The co-op.
Yeah, so you can get it at the co-op. You can get it at the co-op. And sometimes if you go into the grocery stores, something that I like using is the canned jackfruit because it works with my lifestyle. Yep.
Jamie, one more time. Show us.
Okay, so here's a can of it. Can you see?
Yep.
It's a little bit
Yes.
darker.
Thanks, Jamie.
Oh, good.
We have it here at the co-op. Sometimes if you go into the grocery store, they'll have like the huge ones, but it's, on a Thursday, if I'm trying to like make things simple, I'm going to always go for the canned jackfruit. And it works perfectly, and a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, the actual jackfruit is really big and spiky looking. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you rinse the jackfruit off if it's canned? Do you rinse it first?
Yes, you can, because some are salty a little bit, but you can rinse it. Some of the ones that we have at the co-op, they are not salted. They're not salted, so you can actually use it right out of the can.
And one of, oh yeah, there's a picture. Thanks, Patrick. Or Jen, whoever that is.
Thank you.
Okay, and so.
And one of Jamar's first community cooking recipes was actually jackfruit sliders. So if you go back to on the library's YouTube channel, you can find that. Oh, nice.
So that's how it looks now. It's shredded. And so in my other pot with the I have the sauteed onions. I'm gonna go ahead and add my jackfruit in there.
Cool. Oh, go ahead, Kathy. Sorry. Kathy with the Y.
I'm trying to socialize and pay attention, and it's not working very well. So can you tell me, in the beans, am I supposed to have anything besides the onions? I got beans and onions and oil in one pan.
There you go.
Is there anything else supposed to be in there?
Nope, not yet until it comes to a boil.
You're with us, not yet.
Hey, you're good. Have you moved to the jackfruit yet? Kathy?
Yeah, I got that right here.
Excellent. You're on it. And we love seeing you all together engaging in your kitchen.
Right. So now with my jackfruit, what I have is smoked paprika and cumin, in which I'm going to put in there. The recipe calls for a fourth of a teaspoon and a fourth of a teaspoon of cumin and smoked paprika, and then salt to taste. So before I even add any, salt or measure out salt, I always add my seasonings and let those combine first. And then I taste it once it cooks down a little bit, because the goal is to brown it. Once it cooks down a little bit, then we'll taste and see if it even needs salt.
And Jamar, you said a quarter teaspoon of each, right?
Yes.
So a quarter teaspoon of paprika and a quarter teaspoon of cumin. Into the jackfruit.
I know you said into the jackfruit. Okay.
This is where I start getting hungry.
So right now what we have on our list we have our vegetables roasting, we have our black beans boiling on the stove, and then once they come to a boil, you can start reducing it. You'll start seeing that your black beans are going to get a little bit thicker, which is perfect. And then we have our salsa over there hanging out, and then we just put on our jackfruit. So once I move the beans, I'm gonna start reduce it. I'm gonna check on my roasted vegetables to make sure everything is. We have it for 30 minutes. The timer says 5 minutes. I do not peek in my oven because you lose tip every time. So once the timer goes off, we'll check and see how everything is, because everybody's oven cooks differently. We'll see how everything is, and then if we need a little bit longer, I always give it 10 minutes plus, plus 10 minutes.
Cool.
No, I do want to show you the jacket.
Linda, did you have a question?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
I wanted to know about the jackfruit, but I found out.
Excellent.
Okay, good.
Smoked paprika and jackfruit just needs to be like, they always go together. This needs to be a thing where it's like someone needs to write something where it's like, whenever you're cooking this, you need to always have this on hand.
Good to know.
It just goes really good. And anytime you do like smoked paprika, it brings me back to barbecue.
Nice.
I'm gonna put down. I have.
Did you see all my plans?
My mama said, come on. Take it easy. And I don't know if y'all can see or not, but I am wearing my reversible Japanese apron.
Nice.
So, I had music notes on last time. Today I'm wearing cherries because cherries are in season right now. And we do have local cherries here at the co-op. Just want to, if you haven't had cherries this season, you got to get out there. And they also have them at the farmer's market as well.
Yes. Got some yesterday. They were amazing.
Uh-huh.
So the other side is music notes of that one?
Yeah, so I have music notes on, and my friend Connie made it for me.
Sweet.
When we first started the cooking class, she's like, Jamar, you need an apron, and I was like, okay. What is that gonna, she's like, I got you. So she came to the store, the co-op one day, whipped out her tape measure, and was like measuring me, and
Awesome.
She was on a mission, you can't really tell a seamstress no. It's like, and
Very cool.
Expecting for them to be like cherries and music notes. So if in your pot, if your jackfruit is sticking a little bit, go ahead and reduce your heat.
Reduce your heat a little if your jackfruit's sticking to the pan.
Okay. Now, as you can see, my beans, I don't know if you can see them, but they have thickened up. I've reduced the heat. So I let them come to a boil, and then, okay, they're making me really happy. Now you can see how the onions are just like floating in there.
Yeah.
They have just like, it's like, yeah, we're friends, we're hanging out. Okay.
Till we eat them.
Right. And then it's like, save me. Okay. Okay, so we have 1:14 on the roasted veggies.
Cool. How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Excellent.
How are you doing, Kathy?
You good, Kathy, with the Y? Her video's a little slow. Okay, I got the thumbs up. We're good.
Got my beans. My jackfruit is just gonna hang out, but the next thing we're gonna do is, once we check on our roasted veggies, we're not gonna just jump in and put scalding fresh out of the oven, roasted veggies on a taco. That's not what we're gonna do. We're just gonna let those hang out for a little bit, and then we're gonna move into our tortillas. I have a whole stack. I don't know if you can see this, but
Oh yeah.
I have a whole stack. So, interesting topic was, somebody, when we were promoting it on our social media page here at the co-op about the tacos, they were like, so everybody just uses the second taco just as a coaster to catch everything that falls out, right? So you can have two tacos. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do that too.
And I don't know if everybody's familiar with De Casa from Eugene, but I think Jamar's using their tacos. I can't live without their white corn tacos for tacos and their flour tortillas just to eat with cream cheese or on a burrito. They're amazing. I eat them plain all the time.
I eat the white corn ones. I got the yellow corn and the white corn, and I feel like, with a taco, they need to be corn.
Definitely.
But yeah, De Casa, really good. And I also love their salsa as well.
Yeah. Great tortillas.
Okay, so the timer, let's check our oven for our roasted vegetables.
Right. Alan's following you over there.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
They look done, are they?
Yes, they are.
Nice. So you're just going to take them out and let them sit for a little?
Yep, I'm going to take them out and put them to the side. And now we're going to start toasting our, so far, our salsa is already off our list. I'm a person that lives I collect my list of things in my head. So I have my salsa done. We have the roasted veggies out of the oven. That's off our list. We have our black beans, which are done now. They're just hanging out. Our jackfruit is still cooking. We have it on low. And while we're toasting our tortillas, our jackfruit is just going to be hanging out as well.
Cool.
How does that sound with everyone?
Awesome.
Okay. So
Everybody with us? Cool. Excellent.
Okay. So I have a pan. I found my cast iron pot. I've been looking for it. I was like, we all have those pans in our kitchen that are our go-tos. And I love a cast iron pan. you know. So what I do is I just put a dot of olive oil in the middle of the pan, not pot, but pan, a dot. And what I do is because we're toasting two tortillas, the first tortilla that I put in, and I'm gonna let it get hot as well. But the first tortilla that we put in, I always use it to kind of move it around. And you won't need a lot, but it's something about when you just put a dot, it just keeps toasting. You know, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. You know, you can
Nice.
never whenever you make a taco, you can never have enough tortillas, and I like to have my tortillas hot, toasted, and ready to go. Okay.
Are they going to be toasted but soft?
Oh, of course.
That's what I thought. Just making sure.
You know we have to do them right, okay?
I figured.
So I'm waiting for my pan to heat up. And if you're anything like me, we need to while we're waiting for our pan to heat up, it's okay to start putting our stuff to the side because we don't want to be walking away and enjoying our food and the kitchen looks crazy. My dad would be so proud of me right now. It's like, if I'm cooking, buddy, you're doing the dishes, you know. But, so, move some stuff over.
The more you put away, the more you can enjoy your meal.
Right. It's like, that was a lot of pots. Okay, I'm gonna move everything up a little bit closer. Okay, my pan is getting hot. And so it's okay to taste your jackfruit to see if it needs a little salt as well. And I'm gonna reduce my heat on mine.
What are you tasting for? Salt?
Yeah, see if it's missing something, you know. My pan is hot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, and I have so I'm just gonna pop it in there. And as it gets hot, you'll see the corn tortilla start to relax. It starts softening. Once it gets soft on one side, that's your point of reference. I don't want to say point of reference, but that's when you know that it's time to turn them over. Okay. So my beans are hanging out. Perfect. Okay. So I'm an experienced tortilla toaster. So I'm just gonna turn it over, go over with my hands. Now it is hot, but don't do as I do. Use your spatula or your tongs. And I'm doing 2 at a time. And what it is we just keep going.
Nice.
Woo! Paul, you would be proud of that one. That was perfect.
What was that?
I said you would be proud of that one.
I missed it. I was looking something up.
Well, stop that. Get on one screen.
I was just going to send Ann some info about jackfruit.
Oh, okay. So go to the Jackfruit Company. They're it's a website online. It's called the Jackfruit Company, and it has everything jackfruit that you can imagine.
Perfect. I just sent her like a Google link with some info.
Okay. So are you seeing how soft they get, and then you start
Yes.
turning them?
Thank you.
And what I'm gonna do, because I want them to keep hot, I'm gonna stack them on top of each other.
That's what I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll even rotate where they are in the stack so cold ones don't stay by cold ones. But you don't want to let too much air get in there either.
That bottom one gets soft. That's like, okay, start to flip. How's everybody going? Now, I love doing these in the morning as well, especially if I'm making eggs or, yeah.
Ooh,
Perfect.
yeah. Tacos for breakfast. I like it.
Tacos for breakfast. You know, it's tortillas, everything.
Cool. Thanks, Joshua. Have a good evening. Appreciate it.
Okay, and so as we're toasting our tortillas, we're going to start talking about what's going to go on top of these things, right? So one of it was the toppings are the radish. So I use microgreens. They're really delicious. And it just, you know, it takes your taco up a notch, you know. And they're locally made. Wendy from the co-op makes them. She grows them. And so we have the Cotija cheese. And there we go. Thanks, Rick. And so we have, and one thing about it is if your tortilla gets a little too soft, you'll start seeing your corn tortilla start to crack a little bit.
Hey, Patrick, can you show us again? Thank you, sir. I had it on speaker view. Appreciate it. Oh, Jamie, those look awesome. Wow.
So we have.
I knew she'd finish first.
Okay. That is great. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Send us a pic. Don't forget. Take care, Michael and Jamie. Enjoy your meal. Great to see you guys.
And so as those tortillas are toasted, now we got the hang of toasting the tortillas, right? So we're going to move into what is going to go on top of our tortillas, what is they going to look like, and how are we going to start building them. So we still have some cilantro left over. You can chop some of the cilantro just to go on top as the garnish.
Nice.
I just ripped them, but chopping them because they're gonna go on top. And then the Cotija cheese. I don't know if y'all have tasted the cheese yet. Has anybody tasted the Cotija cheese? Okay. Isn't it so good?
Seeing some thumbs up.
Yeah, and then it breaks down so perfectly. It's like, okay, this is exactly what I needed. Okay, so that is gonna go on top of our tacos. I have corn in yellow, so the white corn and then the yellow corn. So I'm like mix and matching my tacos.
So Jamar, Patrick said they're using cilantro from the seeds you gave them. Thank you.
Those seeds are magic. I actually, they are. I mean, they really are. So, fun fact, you know, I was telling a person about these seeds that I had, and they're cilantro seeds, and I was like, I'm gonna bring them to the co-op, you know. And so it was like a month later, and I was like, hey, I'm typing the email. I'm like, you know, the cilantro seeds are here at the co-op. You know, I probably should have gave you this last year. And I ended up walking on the floor, and she was right there, and I was like, hey, you want your seeds? And she's like, yeah. But yeah, those seeds are awesome.
Sweet.
They are. It's the only time I've been able to grow cilantro in the last couple of years. So thank you.
I feel like I'm in Jack and the Beanstalk or something.
Hey, this is
the magic cilantro seeds.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. So, I guess let's go ahead and start building our tacos.
Yes.
And you can, because I have a whole stack of tortillas. So I'm gonna clear some space off so that way I can create a really awesome assembly line. So I have my cheese. I no longer need my knife over here. I have my cheese. I have my salsa. I got my microgreens.
And we love to get pictures of your plated meals before you eat. You all have my email in the Zoom confirmation. Please send me pictures of your plated tacos. We love to post them later.
And we also have an avocado as well.
Oh, right. Forgot about the avocado.
Without the avocado.
Yeah, love the avocado.
The avocado.
Nice.
I go down the middle.
Careful there.
Okay. And I twist. And so here's a fun fact. You ever want to know if you have a really ripe avocado? Go to the grocery store, and if you look at the avocados, flip it at wherever you see the top of the seed is. And so the ones that are closer together means that it's really ripe. The ones that are farther apart, the wrinkles at the top of the avocado. Like, this isn't a ripe one, but if you saw a really ripe one, you'll see a lot of wrinkles at the top of it where the seed is. Fun fact.
So wait, one more time. The really ripe ones have more wrinkles?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
Hey, I used to make.
I must be really ripe. I have a lot of wrinkles.
Was that Linda?
That's
Yeah.
Linda.
Good one.
Hi.
And I thought we were just talking avocados.
Bringing back my roasted veggies over because I'm going to start plating. Okay, so I'm going to do one taco.
Nice.
And I'm going to mix and match because we have jackfruit. You can incorporate the jackfruit ones in there. I'm making them different. So the first one is going to be the jackfruit.
Jamar, I got to ask, are you using one tortilla or two?
I always use two.
That's what I thought. Cool.
Are you like checking to see if I know? I'm just kidding.
I just want to make sure everybody's following along.
I use two tortillas. You have to.
My experience is it holds together better.
Yeah, because they tend to fall apart sometimes, especially depending on if you get them too soft. So as I am getting them out, I'm going to grab some of the cauliflower for one, and then I'll put some bell peppers in it, and then the sweet potato. The sweet potato. Who would have known to put sweet potato on top
I
of
know,
it?
I'm fascinated. So one of them has the jackfruit mix and one of them has the vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay.
One has the jackfruit mix, one has the vegetables. And so, I should just do. Okay.
I'm finding this so intriguing.
Hey, this will change your life.
You might be right.
Good food does that.
It does. Always makes me happy.
So I have my jackfruit on one, and of course I'm loading the jackfruit ones now. Okay, so
What will he do next?
this can go so many different ways. So one, if you slice your avocado, I always pull it out with a spoon.
Oh, okay.
So you slice it in your hand, and then you just go around it with a spoon. It pulls it out perfectly.
Don't slice your hand.
Well, don't slice your hand.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, okay. So what I'm gonna do is let's go ahead and load up the salsa. I'm gonna only do I'm gonna do my pulled pork, not my pulled pork, but my barbacoa, my vegan barbacoa tacos without the roasted veggies. I'm gonna do those with the salsa.
So put some salsa on the jackfruit taco.
And so on my veggie one, I'm gonna put my microgreens.
I agree, Star. Star said, just seeing good food makes one happy. I said, I'm getting pretty happy right now.
And then I am gonna sprinkle a little cilantro on that. And then, so you can make a decision here because they are vegan tacos, vegetarian tacos, but we have the cheese. So cheese can be an option, but there are really awesome vegan cheese on the here at the co-op. You know,
Yeah.
we do have that. So you don't have to be deprived, you know.
No.
So I have an avocado on each of those. And then I'm gonna sprinkle my Cotija cheese.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so strong, ooh, baby. Here I am, so still delivered. I'm yours.
I was wondering if there would be more lime.
You're making sure I am authentic, and it is. Oh, my knife is dull. You know, that's not a good thing. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Wow.
let's look at the tacos. Now, of course, we want to build the tacos beautifully because you want your dinner party or your friends or whoever you're cooking for, you want them to eat with their eyes. The goal is to have them full before they even take a bite, right? So, from that, here's how mine look.
Oh, how pretty.
Definitely.
I love pretty food.
Jamar, say something real quick.
Hello.
Okay, I just wanted you on the speaker view. Wait, show us again.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
here.
yes.
I'm here.
Wow.
Oh, look at those. Yes. Oh, wait. I didn't even put my black beans on here.
Wait, who just showed some food? Show it again. I missed it. Nice work, y'all.
Yes.
Very nice. Send us a picture, please.
So my black beans are going to go on.
Jamar, your sound went out.
Yeah, that's right.
Say something. We lost you.
You
Wait.
hear me?
There you go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You're back.
Yeah, we got you.
Alan's swiping the face today.
Thank you, Alan.
You know, might have been me to do it, accidentally clicking.
Hey, well, stop that. So I'm putting my black beans on my plate. Okay. Oh.
Beautiful presentation.
Always. Jamar's the master of plating aesthetics.
So, let's make sure.
Yum. Did you put a little cilantro on your beans?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Wow.
Oh boy, that's beautiful.
That is awesome.
Very nice.
Mm.
It's like, and you did this in under an hour? Well, no, it was a little bit over an hour, but. Right.
It's probably about an hour because we yacked a lot at the beginning.
So, gourmet tacos on a Thursday.
Can't go wrong.
And those beans look.
All right, Jamie. Thank you so much. Later, Dana.
I'll take photos, okay?
Yes, send us your photos.
We
Thank you
will.
guys. Appreciate it.
Bye. Thank you. See you next month.
Yeah, thanks for joining us every month.
Bye now.
Menu next
Take care,
month.
everybody. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And mine looks beautiful. Try to send a picture.
Please do. Kathy, show us again. I didn't quite catch that.
This is Penn.
Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I just said it was.
Did that leave? No, we'll pull it out right now.
Did everybody finish? We want to make sure everybody was able to finish their tacos.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
I just want to say thanks, Paul. Thanks, Jamar. And thanks, Alan. You guys are awesome. Doing a great
Yeah,
job.
thank you, Patrick. It's awesome working with you guys, and I look forward to continuing our partnership.
Absolutely.
You too, Jen. That goes for both of you and both of your organizations. Nice work, Penn. Awesome job. Woohoo! Send us pics.
This was awesome. Yes. Oh my
Good to
God.
see ya.
Hungry.
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry.
Hey,
You
All
want
right, I think
food?
Jamar needs to feed our tech guy.
Thanks, Jamar. Awesome job as always. Love you.
Thanks, Jen.
thank you.
Thank you.